Hello and thank you very much for tuning in to this new trip report. I'm here back at the airport of Edmonton and I'm here to fly with United to Denver on their Embraer 175. Today we're flying in first class and there is an Air Canada lounge here at the airport, but unfortunately it's in another terminal, so I don't have access to it now. I just have to get my boarding pass right now and then I go straight to US Customs to then wait for my aircraft there. It's delayed for about an hour and I have a connection in Denver, so I'm really hoping that I'm gonna make that connection and I'm excited to go, so let's get on board.
An average of 3 United flights depart from Edmonton every day, 2 to Denver and 1 to Houston. United does have 2 permanent check-in desks here, or you can use the self-service kiosks instead. Edmonton has one big terminal, but this one is divided in 2 concourses. One for all flights to the United States and one for all other flights. If you're flying to the US, you'll already pass US Customs in the airport here. After Customs, you pass through a short section of duty-free shops. Here you can buy some Canada-themed hats and mittens in case you were still looking for some last-minute souvenirs.
Alright, so we've got our boarding pass, we've gone through security, and I even got my passport stamped, and yes, they are letting me into the US again. One problem is that we were supposed to leave about 30 minutes ago, and yet the aircraft isn't here yet. Well, it should be here in about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we should be able to be airborne in about 45. So I should be able to still get my connection in Denver. We just have to wait a little bit more.
Once airside, there are not many shops, but there are some restaurants, so you won't go hungry anytime soon here. To pass time, I ordered some surprisingly good and very affordable food from the Chili's Express, and it allowed me to charge my devices a little bit more. Eventually my aircraft, a 2.5-year-old Embraer 175, arrived and the boarding process started. The United first seats are the first 4 rows of the aircraft. The seats look really comfy, but we'll have a closer look at it in a second. Once comfortable, a welcome drink is offered, which can be placed at this convenient sliding cup holder. The flight to Denver takes about 2 hours, but because it's pretty cold up north in Canada, the aircraft had to be de-iced before takeoff. I always find de-icing to look very spectacular, and I have huge amounts of respect for the people who work outside in this cold to make sure we can fly safely.
Alright, so we've taken off now and let's have a look at the seat and the cabin of this Embraer 175.
The seats in the main cabin are laid out in a 2x2 configuration. In first, they're in a 1x2 configuration. allowing solo travelers like myself have direct aisle access. The first class cabin was not completely full and I had the whole row to myself. The seat offers a comfy adjustable headrest and a handy tray table. That can be used in two settings: folded for just a drink or unfolded with food. One suggestion from my side is that if the tray table would have come from the left hand armrest, you would have been able to stand up with the tray table out. Both sides have a space for a glass. Also, not unimportantly, is the power socket in your seat. After takeoff, the meal service started with a hot towel. A steaming hot towel so hot I almost burned my hands on it. The meal served was a cold chicken breast salad that I decided to pair with an IPA. Maybe not the best combo, but definitely a great beer. In the seat pocket in front of you, you can find the safety card for this aircraft and United's in-flight magazine. I've briefly browsed through it and it has some interesting articles and mostly tons of ads. Most interesting thing I found was this huge route map with all the available routes on the United network. Also, the huge variety of aircraft United fly with is on display. It was an absolute beautiful day for flying, but the seatbelt sign went back on and it was time to descend into Denver.
Thanks for getting so far in the video and stick around till the end for my final thoughts on this flight. And now it's time for my final thoughts on this flight. The delay of just over an hour was a bummer, but in the end didn't cause any major problems. I did make my connection in Denver. Also, the seats on the flight were very comfortable. They were wide, had a good leg room, and especially the direct aisle access is very convenient. The only problem is when the person in front of me reclined completely, it took a big chunk of my leg room. The crew on this flight was flawless. They're friendly, they're helpful, and most importantly, they never let you sit with an empty glass. All in all, a very good flight, and I'd love to fly with them again. Actually, next week I'm gonna be posting another trip report on United, and that's my flight from Denver to Los Angeles LAX on the Boeing 777 in first class. So, if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.